Kicking things off with Cava. That stock closing above 11% today as Wall Street initiated some pretty bullish coverage 1 month after the restaurant chain's public debut. Currently on the street, there are 6 buys, 3 holds, and 0 sells. And guys, many analysts are comparing this chain to Chipotle, given the fact that Cava has a scalable model, a very large total addressable market. So opportunities for some long-term growth here, similar to what we saw when Chipotle made its public debut in 2006. And if you take a look at where Chipotle shares are trading, they're well above $2,000 a share. So that would be good news for Cava. However, I know, Pras, you were saying that Cava is a little too expensive to be compared to Chipotle.
I find it to be not necessarily the most apt comparison because for me, I find the total check like 30% cheaper Cava versus Chipotle.
Oh, yeah.
And I like Cava a lot, actually. I like it a lot. I just find that the two consumers are very different from a price conscious point of view. I mean, actually, dude, lemon chicken bowl is not $12.55. No way. But anyway, all that aside.
But the spicy lamb pita is $14.95 and steak burrito is $11.75. Yeah. So that's $3 more.
Yeah.
All that aside, you're talking about the growth story. You know, right now Cava's at 250 locations. Chipotle's at 7,000. So long way to go here. But I totally see the TAM is big. You got a lot of people returning to work. Could be a potential growth story here.
And it's going to be interesting to see just how people sort of get convinced into this story, I feel like. Like there was a time when Chipotle wasn't office lunch, right? And people didn't believe Chipotle was going to be office lunch. Well, if you go to the Chipotle down the street now, it is office lunch. There's a lot of people that are eating Chipotle for lunch. College students are eating Chipotle for lunch. Yeah. Like, how does Cava get into that market, right? Get closer to college towns, get into more campuses. Like, Chipotle is a staple on college campuses around the country now. And I think it'll be interesting just how people get used to that. From a stock valuation standpoint, I think it was interesting we put up earlier 6 buys, 3 holds. Some of the analysts that have holds on it, like at Citi, were highlighting essentially the stock's already shot up so much that it's kind of past valuation. It's trading at 60 times 2024 projected EBITDA, basically saying we haven't quite seen this yet for the stock to be up this high. It's getting a little bit too much momentum. I thought that's an interesting part of the story as well.
Yeah, and if you take a look at a company like Sweetgreen, that's had a pretty bumpy road since its IPO. However, shares are up about 80% year to date, so that is good. And you wonder how this will set up some of the other restaurant IPOs to come with Panera Bread on tap, also Fogo de Chao. So we'll see.
It just feels like such a better time right now, too, right, than when Sweetgreen IPO'd. Sweetgreen IPO'd kind of post-pandemic. We thought people were going to come back to the office. People never came back as quickly as we thought, versus now it seems like that's a little bit more steady. And so you kind of know what your market is. Same thing with Panera. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, I think, in that perspective.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, out of all three, Sweetgreen, Chipotle, Cava, I'm going Sweetgreen. Cava hurts my stomach.
Sweetgreen for lunch. Sweetgreen for lunch, but like Chipotle is better.
Yes, but also Chipotle
Sweetgreen,
chips
I want to be healthy, but like Chipotle is better.
Chipotle chips are too
Just want to add real quick, Sweetgreen visits last week, we saw a note, up almost 50% year over year. I mean,
they've been doing a lot. They have a
loyalty
program now. Yeah,
that's it too.